This is Asia Tonight.
Good evening, I'm Dawn Tan. Tonight's top stories. A search for answers amid the agony. South Korea mourns as a probe begins into how a surge of Halloween partygoers trapped in narrow alleys took the lives of more than 150 people. The death toll from a collapsed suspension bridge in India jumps to 140 as the search continues with some 100 others missing. Authorities have opened a criminal case into one of the country's deadliest accidents. Ships laden with grain leave Ukrainian ports. Kyiv says 12 vessels loaded with agricultural products are in transit. That's despite Russia pulling out of a pact intended to ease a global food crisis. Hong Kong braces for the wrath of a tropical storm Nalgae, which killed close to 100 people in the Philippines. It's raised its third highest typhoon warning signal as the storm edges closer, bringing strong winds and heavy downpours. And the top envoys of the US and China speak as relations between the two nosedive over a raft of issues. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi discussed the rivalry between them and Russia's war in Ukraine.
I'm Jill Newbronner. Also tonight, we'll run an Asian scope over the U.S. midterm elections. The poll could impact foreign policy initiatives in China and the Indo-Pacific. And Singapore uses facial recognition technology to speed up registration and waiting times at hospitals.
And I'm Roland Lim with your Asia Business Update. Hong Kong's economic output plunged last quarter, GDP contracting 4.5%. Its worst performance in 2 years. COVID restrictions and outsized interest rate increases to blame. Plus, more signs of trouble in China's economy. Two key gauges slip into the negative territory, pointing to persistent pressures clouding its recovery.
South Korean authorities have launched a 475-member task force to investigate the crowd crush that killed at least 154 people in central Seoul. More than 100 people were injured in the country's deadliest tragedy in years. Now, authorities are facing accusations that lax crowd control caused the disaster. Evidence has been collected from